Welcome to the channel where we collect salt from the tears of our enemies. I am the salt collector, and it's ironic because I am generally the one who gets salty. Just a quick forewarning. I enjoy the game and I want other people to enjoy the game, and I just joke about this whole salt thing. But with that said, we can move on to the deck tech. So I like to play heroes which are not your tier 1 heroes and try to build decks that make them competitive enough to fight those heroes. For those of you who don't know who Riptide or what Riptide is, I don't know what he is either, but he has this ability that lets you reload your arsenal whenever you play a card from your hand, and that could be an instant attack reaction, defense reaction, anything. So cards from hand all of a sudden now have the reload mechanic built into it. Cards from arsenal do not, so be aware. Whenever you play a trap you control, or whenever a trap you control triggers, deal 1 damage to the attacking hero. And this is the reason why it's at 38 health, because played right, you're going to do a minimum of 5 damage throughout the game, traps, based on my build. Maybe you do more. Just recently I stumbled on a channel who does Riptide videos. His name is Ouija, and he came up and he sort of opened my eyes to a different way to play Riptide. I think it's similar, but the card choice and selection is slightly different. He doesn't play Tunic, he plays Trench, I believe, and he has Death Dealer and Dreadbore. I just have Death Dealer. Before I get into the cards, let me show you how I've done so far. 132 games, 87 wins, 66% win rate. This is all on Talishar competitive. I know what you're thinking. What is competitive when you're in Talishar? And you're probably right when a fair few numbers of wins are from people disconnecting, quitting early for whatever reason. And then the beautiful rage quits where you get those big nuggets of salt. Moving down, we can see my matchups. Dahlia, since Outsiders has come around, has been growing in the players. If they play Dreadbore, I'm going to lose. If they play Death Dealer, I'm going to win. That's the way I view the game, unless they have some really good turns that don't match up with my traps. The trap to play against these guys to collect those rocks of salt and see it rage quit is Buzzsaw Trap. Buzzsaw Trap just destroys their turn. Buzzsaw Trap from Arsenal, or Buzzsaw Trap plus Boots, blocks any arrow they have, reduces it to the base power. I think maximum base power of an arrow is 5, apart from Battering Bolt, which would be 6. And they take a dive, all their pumps are gone, and the rage quit then ensues. So not too bad of a matchup. Bravo, I'm always surprised when I come up against a Bravo and win, because I feel like they're built, their playstyle is built to counter what I'm doing. I'm not so aggressive that I can do something like Lexi and come in for a billion damage or 5 or something, and my defense capabilities are actually pretty good if I get my traps in the right time. An early boulder trap is great against this matchup, and any matchup where they like to defend and have big chunks of armor. Block 3, deal damage, get rid of a blocking point for later down the line. This is my, again, I think this might not be fully representative. This might not be fully representative of the Bravos out there, but yeah, there we go. Then we have Briar. I feel favored into Briar. Generally, I feel favored into aggressive decks that want to attack. Because I sit back and I block out with my hand and I shoot from Arsenal, or I use a trap at the right time, and the traps, they're so efficient that they sometimes act as 2 cards. It might block a card, give them a frailty token, and stop them from doing more damage in the next couple of attacks. Arsenal plus weapon. Or inertia, where you know you don't have to worry about a card on the following turn because their arsenal's kaput. Or what is it? Target trap, and you don't have to worry about an on-hit effect from the next attack, which means you don't have to block. So you're always blocking 3, you're doing 1 damage, and then you have this extra effect that helps. I think this is what, once people break Riptide or learn about how to use traps in the best build, then he will be a hard matchup for a lot of people. Dash, Inventor Extraordinaire. Control deck is hard to beat. Aggro deck, like I said, I feel favored. Against this deck, I put in everything. I keep the Rain Razors. I keep I think Art of War I have in this deck, and yeah, because the control deck's not going to threaten me too much, and it'll allow me to set up my turns. The aggro deck, I think I have a couple turns where I can afford a bad hand, because I'm blocking most of the time anyways. Dorinthia, yeah, aggro deck, don't mind it. This is the matchup where I feel like I'm in total trouble. Dromai. Do I go for lunch? No, do I play it out? I have to be lucky, I have to be super aggressive, I keep pressure on, and hope they don't draw some of the good dragons early. Fi, yeah, I'm happy to play Fi. Icelander is just as bad as Dromai. They do some good damage, and they block well, and because I'm resource light, their ice cards slow me down. Lexi, aggro deck, good matchup. Frailty trap at the right time, shuts off the Bolton shots, reduces 3 damage worth of arrows if it's not a Bolton shot, and blocks 3 and deals 1 damage to their face. So that's a 7 for 1. You can't go wrong for 7 for 1s. And this is going back again to talk about Riptide's efficiency. If you can play the game and keep efficient blocks in your arsenal, or do these do these efficient plays, and I'll come back to that a bit later when I go through the actual individual cards that I play. They all should be efficient. Granddaddy, we don't need to worry about this guy anymore. I felt like I had to be lucky to win. An early bold trap sets the tone, because then they lose their shield straight away. And then you sort of got to coax them into attack, so your pitfall traps work. Then we go on to 2 other decks that I've played quite frequently. Azuri controls tough. It becomes a massive grind. Aggro is a little bit easier. The new decks that are coming out with the scrap card, and the one that did quite well in the calling recently, finals on the calling. That's tough. I've yet to play that deck, but it looks like it's going to be tough. Viserai, I don't mind. Viserai, go on. I think it's a good matchup. And when I say good matchup, I mean I don't feel like I need to be super lucky. I feel like I can come into this game and control it from quite early on with the traps. Viserai's got a lot of on-hits. They buff their attacks. And arcane damage. So a good Revel turn is going to hurt, but a good Revel turn will hurt against any hero I play. So I'm not too fussed there. Yeah, now onto the deck itself. Let's check out the cards. The deck is built on the cards that I have, so I would rather have Crown of Providence than this. Old school Arcanite Skullcap. The OG headpiece. I still think it's good because I'm at lower life most of the time. I block for 2 and then block for 1. But having that consistent ability to block for 2 and then card selection it's really good. As I'm sure whoever's played with that knows. Bullseye Bracers. Yeah. Death Dealer. I like Death Dealer because of the card draw, so you can always have a 2-card hand and shoot an arrow no matter what. If you have 2 reds, for example, and you're using Dreadbore, you can't shoot your 1-cost arrow. And then you go into plays like pay 1, put a Searing Shot in, draw a Ravenous Rabble, and then your 2-card hand just turn into 8 to 9 damage. You have some cool turns like that. Driftwood Quiver, this helps to fix a clunky arsenal, save yourself from 1 CNC. Maybe it's worth having the Abysmal, whatever it's called, to have a longer game backup power. I like this much more over Trench in this build because of Death Dealer. So with a 1-card hand and Searing Shot, you can do what I just mentioned: Death Dealer in, Searing Shot, draw a Ravenous, draw a Pump, draw a Scar for Scar, and shoot that out. So your 1 hand becomes 8 to 9 damage, or 4 to 5 damage plus an arsenal. This is for the block. Enough said. Okay, moving on to the cards. 59. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. I don't really. Every game I play, my deck is between 63 and 70 cards. So that is probably not a good thing. Probably want to have the most efficient size deck, which is 60. So the cards you're going to hit, you can hit them high percentage. No matter how minute that percentage is. Bolt shots, Rainbow bolt shots, 0 for 4, blocks for 3. Go again if you can pump it. Conditional go again. I think it's good. This works better with Dreadbore than it does with Death Dealer, but it still works. Command and Conquer, just a very good card. Ninjas, Rangers, Assassins, late game, end of the chain. Even you block for 2, save 2 cards, 1 yellow, and then you attack with a Command and Conquer against a Lexi. You bring them down 2 cards. Best card in the game, you strike. The versatility is what makes it so good. You come in for 7 with that breakpoint. If you need to, you have to go again if you want to go wide, and draw a card if you're a future thinker, which I am not. So I do not draw cards often. Falcon Wing, go again 3. Synergizes with Death Dealer because it's an arrow, and with Rain Razors. So that's pretty good. End of turn, arsenal this, attack the 3, and then you can do whatever else you're going to do. Affecting Shot, just a very efficient card. We talked about efficiency, and I'm going back to this card specifically. You pay 1, shoot for 5, potentially do 2 more damage. So it asks for a block. If you could sneak it in at the end of a combat chain against the defensive player, it's great because they've run out of cards to block and then pay for the 2. Against aggressive players, they need to think twice before letting it through. Reds and blues for pitches and blocks. Red is for shooting towards the face. Lace with Blood Rot, again, efficiency. 0 for 3, potentially 5. Enough said, don't block with that. Ravenous Rabble, 0 for 4. Sometimes 0 for 3 or 2. But it's got to go again. It reloads your arsenal. Breakpoint of 4, which is nice. Same for Scar for Scar, same dealio as that. Remorseless, I think, is a really good card. I think I need a 3rd one in there. I just sold one of them because I sold most of my Azalea cards thinking I'm not going to play Ranger. But actually, this is against aggro decks. It just does a lot. Against defensive decks, sometimes the Arsenal, unable to block with the arrow from Arsenal, reaction from Arsenal, comes into effect. So that's a 5 or 8 damage card right there. This is efficiency. Again, 0 for 4 or 5. Very good rate. End of a chain. After Ravenous Rabble. Pump it. Whatever. It's a good card. Cost 0, which is also nice. Keeping the arsenal. Block with your hand. Shoot 4, threaten 5. Against some of the aggressive decks. And then we move on to this sexy card, Seek and Destroy. Not as damage efficient as Blood Rot, but it saves you to block down the line if they're not gonna, if they're playing on Arsenal. Against combo decks, it's good. Against decks that are holding an arsenal for something special, it's good. Forces the block out. Otherwise, it's just a nice pump that works with your arrows, and especially bolt and shot. Sigma shot, not playing ranged decks. I think it's great here because we only get one usage of the bow, so we can shoot this off, then play a pump for another arrow, or something like that. Or it starts off the turn, and then you could go on the rest of your turn. But it does require me to play more blues than I would have liked. I only play 9 blues. That's not insane. A couple yellows, as you'll see. Art of War. I don't know about this card. I talk about efficiency and cost versus output. This cost versus the cost for this is high. I feel you pay 1, you lose a card, and the output ranges. The ceiling is very high because you might be chucking out a blue 3, and you might draw 2 4s with Go Again, or something like that. And then you buff those. So you are trading in. It's good card selection. You're trading up, hopefully. And on the rare odd occasion, you get to cast it to defend better, whacking something in your arsenal for another block, a trap for a dominate attack or something. This I used to have Down and Dirty, which was a 3 attack Go Again for 1. Either one of these abilities on Captain's Call is subpar. So +2, you can get +3s with on hits. Go Again, to use a card to get Go Again is just bad. But having both of them and the option of when to use them, when you want to use them, I think might be worth it. I'm still testing it out. I might go back to an attack action, but we'll see. Or maybe Codex. Codex might be a good one to have. It's a yellow pitch, which means you can load the arrow and shoot the arrow, and not have to, and still arsenal after that. Pitfall Trap. My favorite card, and part of the reason why I play Riptide is for the traps. And Pitfall Trap is the MVP. I've won so many games off of this because it triggers no matter what. If you can put pressure on them to reduce their hand size and the resources they have available, then you're also forcing the extra 2 damage. And they never expect it. They're like, oh, okay, I'll play a vanilla attack, and they can't trigger any of their traps. And then you pitfall them, and the salt comes, which is why we play the game, is it not? Rain Razors, 0 for 2, 0 for 4, 0 for 6 if you're lucky. 0 for 2 only if you're getting some on-hit effects with a double Blood Rot or a single Blood Rot maybe, or you want to give Bolt Shot Go Again and reload, because this will help you reload an arrow into your arsenal during the reaction step or any step before damage. Buzzsaw Trap, also known as Salt Sword Trap, because this just has so many blowouts. The ceiling for this card is insane. You're looking at like 9 for 1, 10 for 1 against Azalea, 12 for 1. Block 3, reduce 6, do 1 damage. That's already 10 for 1, or 10 for 0, I should say. Collapse and Trap, just good. It's just good. The ceiling is not super high. It's high enough where you get some good some good blowouts out of it. And against any Go Again, unless it's the last card in the hand or whatever, then you know it's gonna do its job. Block 3, deal damage, get rid of one of their cards, and that card could be another 3 attack, could be another 4 attack. So you're also looking at a 5, 6, 7 for 0 type of thing, and this is efficiency. Spike Pit Trap. The worst of the traps, I think. Comes in handy against Dash, Azuri. I haven't played enough against Arachne to know, but if you're planning on using it against the Pummel, Bravo, something, it's never there at the right time. So I wouldn't plan on doing that. And then moving to the arsenal. It's not the arsenal, sorry, the sideboard. Endless Arrow comes in against aggro. It comes in against everything, I think. I should just put it in so I hit my nice 60. Against aggro decks, Arsenal, shoot, block, 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 Arsenal, shoot, block, block, block. And then eventually they catch on and they have to block it. And that saves you 1 card of damage. Frailty Trap, very good against Lexi, good against Dash, and then so-and-so against the other aggro decks. Inertia Trap, very good against Lexi, very good against Azalea, good against the big hitters, Bravo sometimes, because they'll buff, they won't go wide, they'll get the greater, not to go again. Sedation Shot, again, these type of on-hits that make sure you only face a 4-card turn is important. I'm never scared of a 4-card hand from any hero. Sometimes they get the nuts, Rain Razors into 3 of a kind, and then they go off that way. But that's rare. And if you're playing the numbers game, which I don't, but I pretend like I do, then this is just a good card. Efficient. Boulder Trap. I have 3 of these, so that these 2 I put more emphasis on than these 2. Boulder Trap to just reduce the Guardian's armor. So when I'm attacking with some on hits, they need to use their cards now. They can't block with their armor and swing back with a Spinal Crush. They need to block with the cards, or they're going to suffer my wrath, which is not very much, to be honest. When this defense attack would go again, the next time an attack card action hits, this turn effects don't trigger. Very good card. Lexi is great because it stops the Heat Seeker. I think it's called Heat Seeker. It stops the Blood Clot Arrow. It stops Bolt Shots from reloading. Stops Red and Ledger. Against Azalea, this doesn't work. I don't know why I said Red and Ledger, because they hardly ever have that go again. It's more to do with ninjas, Lexi, and I put it in against Dash because they always have go again, so at least you get the 3-in-1, block 3, do 1. Comes in against Stromae, that's it. Never comes in, might replace this for Dreadbore. Yeah, so there you have it. There's the deck. Stats, why I play what I play. I hope that makes sense to you. I would love to hear if you guys have better ideas of cards in there, especially for things like Captain's Call and Art of War. I already know Codex is going to come up there. Premeditate. What else? Crown. A few ways to improve this, but you've seen my results. 132 games. It says something that this deck might be viable. I've won an army with it. I've won against some really good opponents on Viserai, who one of them won a calling, not on Viserai, but he's a good player. He's good enough to win a calling, so it means he knows how to play the game. And the other guy just came 12th in the Antwerp calling on Icelander. He was trying Viserai for a while. I think I put him off it by beating him with this deck, getting a bit of salt that way. I don't know. He was a very good Icelander player, so maybe he just reverted back to his Icelandic roots. Sure. And coming up next is a sample game. So let's see how it works out. Might have been a bit upsetting. Well, this is a great one because now I get to show you how I play against Lexi. Hi, maybe a bit more optimistic, a bit more friendly. Do you mind? Record. I shall go first. I go first so he doesn't have a full ass arsenal. And I attack because it means they can't arse. They come back with a 4-card hand, which again does not scare me. Hafun, not fun, Hafun. Take out the non-blocks. I even consider taking out a 2-block. These guys are too good. These guys are efficient, but yeah, let's keep them in. Let's see, do I have all my trappies? Yep, start. Okay. It is good. So I'll keep you is what's going to happen. Whack you in. And then shoot with a focus shot, force a block, attack with E-strike, force another block. Kapow. And hopefully that means they don't have anything left to put in the arse. I would rather do this than bluff to get 3 points of damage in, because I'm going to win by constriction in this game. Okay, he's taking it. Oh man, he's going hard. He's putting 2 in, he's putting 1 in. Oh dude, he's going to go hard big time. To the arse. Inertia. Nice. I don't know. Maybe not nice, because... Yep, nice. Well, no, because their ponder is... do whatever they want with the pondies, right? Yeah, let's block 8. Yeah, I think we just do our best to block out this turn. He's going to give it a go again. Like, he has to give it a go again. See? Crap bag, I should have. Okay, so let that pass. I do that quite often, where I overblock and then Frailty comes in and ruins my block efficiency. But in this case, I guess it doesn't matter. I could have used my skull cap for the 1 instead of this and block 2 later. But it is what it is. It is what it isn't. Okay. What's next? Load it up, Chuck. It's coming for 1. Yeah, it's fine. What evs? What evs, Trevs? Jeez. What evs, Trevs? Now he has to attack with this thing, which I'm more than happy to double block here, because I know... Again, he's coming back only with a 4-card hando. And I'm never too scared of that. That's 2 arrows, on average. Captain's Call into U plus 2. That's the idea. I'd rather reduce their arsenal than the damage. Take this. I think it's fine. I think it's fine because I can just keep blocking out. But I don't want to do that. Let's take it. I got my skull cap up again. Let's see what he does. Okay, so this is just a... Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Now I get to keep my arsenal. which is nice when it's a trap. Buff power. So yeah, this would be, if we replace this now with premeditate, it would be better. Coming in on the backswing for 7, and I just took 9 damage. Yeah, perhaps. Again, talking about efficiency, not the best, but we're setting up for. He's going to have a big turn. I'm going to block it out. Boom, boom, bada boom, bada bing, and unless he comes into another premeditate, he's 2 ready, so that's good. Yes, he'll come in the big turn. I'll block it out. I still get the arsenal, not the arsenal. Yeah, I still get to shoot searing shot and arsenal card. Do I mind taking this damage? Let's see. I'll target this, I think. It's okay. I think you're the one I want to block. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so it's not a massive turn, which is fine. And this is going to come in for 5. You're doing 10 damage. I'm doing 10 damage with an arsenal. I need to block you. Why did I say 10 damage? Because I plan using bullseyes. Because then I put him down to 13. Block 3. And then boldies. Nice, nice, nice. He hasn't used any of his power cards, so I am a little bit worried about that. But yes, if I can bring him down to 13, and slowly chip away, block and chip, and I feel like I'm in a good spot. If he starts blocking, I also feel like I'm in a good spot. So, regardless, I'm in a good spot. I will not reload because I'll Death Dealer to draw the card instead, and this is the power of Death Dealer and Tunic. Okay, might as well Arsenal. I can block with 3, set up something. I could take a lot of damage. Let's see. Fatigo. Yeah, it's not too bad. Premeditate. That's kind of annoying. 8. 3, 6. 8. He's got to go again. The next one could only possibly come in for 4. Let's undo this, right? So, sorry, thinking and stinking. So the other one, this one can only come in 4, unless it's a codex. If I take 8, I take 12. The return damage I can do is 2 because it'll be halved, and then 8, 10. So it's not as good. So we will do this. And now I can come in for 8 with a double Arsenal Destroyer. the doublé. And he's really needs to think about blocking. Oh, I did not see that going. Ouchies. Okay, this is a attack turn, so hopefully I get to take some damage. And I can come in for 4, 8, 11, 14. Oh no. Oh no. What is this? 5, go again. So I think I have to block you. Oh yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so he's Desperado. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Bloodshot. So I'm coming from 9, 10, 11. He's coming from 11. Okay. This might be a turning point. But he's got an arsenal anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. Seek and Destroy, not the best. So he goes down to 9, he goes down to 4. And I start blocking like a champ. So here, in this point, I got 1 block up here. Hopefully I got some good traps coming. I haven't seen any in a while, so that generally means they're coming. If I get a Pitfall trap, when I just told you how good I think it is, then I will be embarrassed. Now they're thinking. They're thinking. I'm going down to 12. My battery's about to die. He doesn't block because he's confident. Dark Piop. 1 Baldy. A couple of horrible blocks. If I can survive this, I'm going in for some nice damage. But I probably won't survive this. Vertigo. So go again. Nice. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. He's got that. So that's going to come in for something. He's not going to have an arsenal though. So, thankfully, that's okay. So in this instance, I really don't mind taking the damage. Just down to 3. Some 3 of a kind turns. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I don't know. I'm gonna be able to tunic, so that's fine. I should block. I should block. No, I will not arsenal anything because once again, Death Dealer is going to help me draw a card. forgot I'm taking 2 damage from... I'm reducing the power of Ravenous Rebel. Yeah. It does quite a number on Ravenous. 2, so you can destroy. Reveals. Okay, see. I know what's coming up, so that's nice. Double seek. Seekity peekity. Even if you did have another arrow, I would be okay. Going for 10. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can block with those. 3, 6, 9. This is 3 card he's got. He can fight back. Maybe he wants to block with this. 3, 6. No, doesn't make a difference. Yep. Fine by me. So he doesn't have a red 3 of a kind. Yep, that's 2 Damaggio. And this arrow. No, I shall not give you that. No. Not the best use of this trap, but it's going to deal damage, and we're going to swing back for 6 with an arsenal. Should I have commanded? Maybe. But this, I don't want to stuck in arsenal. This I can driftwood out. It's got a block with 2. I'm going to get trapped at some point. So blue 3 of a kind is still going to do something. Okay, so next turn we'll do that. I'll block, block. Okay, sweet. I thought I blocked the wrong one, but I didn't. So now we're going to command and conquer. Arsenal the Pitfall. They block of 2. If they block with 3, then Pitfall becomes a little bit useless, and this is the problem I run into sometimes. But I can just keep that in Arsenal. Yep, GG's. GG's. How much should I rub my own salt in the wound? No, it's a good game. There you go, the Lexi killer. I know I don't talk too well through my lines, but I hope you can see what I'm doing. Perhaps there are more efficient plays to had been done. But we got over the finish line, and I am happy with that. Onwards and upwards. Until next time.